it's a landmark event in our psyche. We were always worried about terrorism, which was mainly cross-border. In the initial years, we thought of it essentially as a problem that was effectively centered around Kashmir, and there were sporadic incidents across the country. But I think 26/11 changed a lot of that, because it made us all realize how vulnerable we are and how soft a target we are. Our Mumbai, which is such a prominent commercial city, and how easy it was for a bunch of 10 to 15 young boys effectively to come and hold a city to ransom for nearly 4 days and occupy the attention of the whole world, just showed how weak we are. And I'm sure Mumbai is not the only city which can, if they decide to do it in any other European city as well, I'm sure they'll find a way. Because they are determined and believe they have really nothing to lose. How do I view the security situation? I'd say with a lot of trepidation, because every day we open the newspapers, we see the situation on our western border deteriorating, and our heart sinks lower and lower every day. We don't know where that's all going to end, but we are really relying upon Washington to help us resolve this. And look at the way India reacted. Did it post 26/11 take a bunch of fighter aircraft and bomb these camps out of existence? They could have done that, I'm sure, but I think the outcome of that would have been far worse. This is probably what those behind the attacks were looking for, and I'm glad that our government was mature enough not to fall into that trap. So a bunch of like-minded citizens like myself, we filed a public interest litigation in our High Court in Mumbai, seeking mandatory judicial reliefs for police reform, because we thought one of the factors that would be essential for preventing a recurrence of this in future would be a stronger security setup, a more empowered police. And this case is pending in our High Court. Our judiciary has got quite interested. The reason why I did this was that India, and particularly people in urban cities, have over a period of time, they had got anesthetized to some of these incidents that were happening every day. 26/11 of course was different, but it was perhaps too callous to assume that the Mumbai spirit of tolerance would take us through even such incidents, and we had to do something about it. So we wanted to have positive action in a more civilized way, which was not backward looking, but was meant towards finding a solution. And this initiative that was taken by me and a few others received a lot of support, and I do hope that this case goes through and eventually something comes out of it. But people are at a superficial level, they're back to business as usual, but 26/11 I think has left a deep scar on people's minds. One thing it certainly has done is I think every businessman in India or somebody doing business with India recognizing terrorist risk as now an important business consideration. I think the cost of doing business in India has gone up. It fundamentally hasn't affected people's views on India as yet, because people believe that this is something which is a global phenomenon. Terrorism is not confined in its damaging impact only to India. It affects a number of other countries as well. So whilst at one level it's being taken in stride, it has increased the cost of doing business. No one in the world is saying we are not going to do business in India because it is a high risk target. On the contrary, in fact, the West went out of its way to demonstrate solidarity with us. As lawyers, there was a important delegation of the American Bar Association, which we hosted on the Mumbai leg. They came to India in early January. Post 26/11 had given them an option to cancel the trip. They said, we're not going to do that. We're going to be in Mumbai because this is exactly what the terrorist wants us to do, and we're not going to do that. So the West has shown extraordinary support.